It's a pleasure to be with all of you. Who else? Who else have I not seen? Who else? Okay, good. I know Maureen was trying to put on her camera. It didn't happen yet. And then Kenneth also, but I have seen all of you now. So thank you, colleagues. The topic I was given is where's my backup? Okay. I need to see whether I am actually presenting or not presenting something, so that then we can presenting on Google Meet can be a bit challenging sometimes. So please forgive me. Here we go. Please tell me. Oh, yes, we can see that. So the topic I've been given is bringing more hearts to service. And we want to try and explore how purpose and compassionate engagement can deepen our service impact within Rotaract. I'm hoping that by the time we're finishing this, we are also looking at how we can inspire meaningful community action through that. One of the key things about Rotary, you have all the wonderful pillars of Rotary, the why Rotary even started. The very first thing I must say is that Rotary didn't start because of service. And a lot of people make so much noise about, oh no, Rotarians come together, charity, humanity, service. There is some service in the first reason why we became Rotarians or Rotary started, but it was for fellowship, really. And sometimes the very thing that some Rotarians, etc., will look at Rotaractors and say, this they just go and hang out. I would like to posit that even fellowship in itself is service. Getting an opportunity to hang out with somebody can really lighten that person's burden. They've had a very long week, it's been stressful. Just hanging out with them is in itself service. So fellowship is a very fair service. And then you have the other pillars of Rotary: service, integrity. All of that can flow through. So when I'm talking about bringing our hearts to service, I want us to broaden the definition of service in this particular way to consider the many possibilities out there. Now, I'm hoping that when we're thinking through this particular topic, we are doing everything to discover our why, the why we serve. Why are we in this service organization called Rotaract? Why are you, Juliet? Why are you, Beth, Ken? Why are you in this organization? If you have forgotten, hopefully you rediscover it. If you didn't know why you are in, maybe somebody put a gun on your head and say, "Hi, join Rotaract," or else maybe hopefully you discover it and then you forgive the person. Also, wanting you to ask yourself the second question: can you reconnect heart with impact? Because you can serve, but can you make an impact with the service that you make? Impact is the way we measure whatever we do. And I'm using impact loosely here. So those of you who are doing M&E somewhere, please don't use that impact definition with all of them, but just touching something. How do you make impact with that heart? I'm also asking and hoping that we can use this opportunity to reignite that Rotaract spirit of purpose and compassion. Purpose and compassion. And with all of this, hopefully we can ignite our purpose and impact and rekindle that passion that drives us. That thing that made you wake up this morning and say, I have this meeting this morning. Let me just get up. When I was getting up, when I got to my hotel almost at 6 a.m. this morning, I was like, ooh, I have this retroactive. In fact, I saw the program sent very late last night. Instead of Beth sleeping, she was sending program. Why? Will she remember that in the middle of the night she has to send something? It's not part of the purpose and passion that drives her in that. and we will think through it. So I want to just touch on, break it down. We've talked of purpose, we've talked of the heart and the impact we can make. So let's start with the heart. Uh, Heart primarily uh, gets through a number of things. It is the empathy. It is our ability to feel for something else beyond ourselves. In fact, even starting from us. So we must put that definition there. Secondly, I want to put the definition that service is not just what we do, it's how we do it. It's the raison d'etre, the reason behind what we do, the why we do it. So how, why, etc. It's not just getting and doing something. So that sometimes service is not even very tangible in itself. And for you to really put that service into context, you can look at it from three angles. Hands are building projects. Yeah, we go and do something. That's what a lot of us know. We go paint a school. We go do something. We're just going to paint that school. If we go, for instance, to an orphanage, and we're like, yeah, this orphanage is dilapidating, we gather some money, we do some patchworks here, etc. We have built the school. Okay, that is the project. But can we just do that alone? Imagine what you can do extra. If you, for instance, say, oh, okay, no, let me throw this now to you. This is where you're going to have an opportunity to speak. Now you've gone to some, please unmute yourself and speak on this. You've gone to the school, you've done some patchworks, you've painted the school. Yeah. What can you do extra, especially on the people side? Any thoughts, any ideas? Okay. I can see people's hands here. So please volunteer to speak, or you shall be volunteered. I used to teach in a secondary school, so I like calling people's names, so that we know that people are responding. Yeah, Wairimu just joined. Hi, Wairimu. How are you? Okay. No volunteer to speak. Juliet, are you going to take that for us?
I would say, since we do have book drives, we could give books to the children. Yeah.
So you
Or
add
mentorship for the students too.
So on top of the painting and the physical things you'll have done there, then we say, oh, you know what? Let's do a little bit something else personal for the students who are there, and or talk to them. Hi, Beth, I see your hand up.
I love to play with children, so probably or mostly I would go to play with them during break time or go eat with them.
Play with them, eat with them, just be there for them. It is truly that beginning. That shows empathy, that beyond the physical things, we're thinking of the individuals, the people there. Sometimes it's not even just the children in that orphanage. How many times do we go and do a project? We go play with the children, eat with the children, and we forget that there are those mothers and fathers and security guards and all of these people in this orphanage who help overall take care of these kids. How do we plan for them? What about the community in the neighborhood that they have vegetable gardens, for instance, and then we moved all the way from Nairobi to Nakuru, and then we brought all the vegetables and things for us to donate to the guys in that orphanage or whatever. And then we forgot that there are also communities in that neighborhood we could have bought the vegetables from. My dear friends, making an impact in our service begins with empathy. It begins by thinking about the extras beyond the physical. And that is where we truly start making impact. And if you look at role-based measurement tools, you start realizing it is much, much easier to make impact when you look at your project from the people side of things. And so today I want you to look into your heart, and then perhaps we can deconstruct heart in this particular way, that when you are doing a service with your heart, you first think of humanity. See the people first, not the project first. Of course, the project is important, but see the people. When you do a community needs assessment, etc. Oh, what do we need? Yeah, we need borehole. Okay. But how does that borehole impact the people who will use it? What about the people who will build it, those who will dig it, etc.? I had a project, for instance, that, well, I joined my club 2010, 11, and then I found myself in 2021. Over 10, 11 years later, this project had been handed over, etc. And then my club had built, what do you call it? Footbridges in several remote communities. These were communities where, if over those small rivers and streams, they can just flash flood. Some of them had crocodiles in it, so you can imagine the number of children who were chewed by crocodiles or bitten by crocodiles. Pregnant women could not cross these streams to the nearest hospital. Sometimes they had to go around walking almost for like 30, 40, 50 kilometers around just to be able to get to the hospital. So in building these footbridges, we had to train engineers. We call them engineers, local engineers, artisans, that we gave them the skills. We had a professor, a proper engineer doing this in the village. They trained them. 10 years later, I was doing my club visit somewhere, and then my club requested me to go to this remote area just to check on that bridge, because we've not seen it in 10 years, and take a picture for them. Oh my God, I suffered together. But more importantly, when I go to the village, I asked about that project. That's Rotary project. Yes, you need to see the engineer. I was like, engineer? Our engineer left long ago. I did not know that the local man in the neighborhood, who is a welder, and his team who had been trained to maintain this, they just maintain the nails, the bolts, tighten the nuts, etc. every year. The people felt so proud about the skills we had given to the people who built these things for us. Instead of just treating them as consultants, we called them the bridge engineers. We gave them the training, the certification, and introduced them. It went beyond just the bridge to the people in it. And you can look at it in so many areas. I felt so proud that whilst I was standing there, I was really hoping to have just put some pictures out for you. My apologies. There was a whole pregnant woman who was crossing, and she was going to the nearby clinic, a Catholic mission clinic, to go and deliver. And it just touched me in that way. We can see the people beyond that. And it starts with empathy. E in your heart is empathy, feeling for somebody, putting yourself in the shoes of somebody so that you can truly understand their needs. That sometimes maybe their need is not that book first and foremost, but a hug or water to just drink. A is taking action, expressing love in emotion through meaningful and consistent acts. Meaningful acts starts from those small things, and we being consistent with them. There's a Rotary Club in Kitwe. Every year, for instance, consistently, they go to this particular school and just go sit with them. They play with them, like what Beth gave. Rotary in Kenya, for instance, has the Sunshine Rally. For how many decades? Every year, consistently, Rotarians come together to what? Play with young kids with disability. Various forms of special needs kids. It is consistent. Sometimes small acts are important, but we being very consistent is the most important thing. 4, of course, is the relationships. Sustaining this relationship so that when your club is doing a project, your club does not necessarily always a new president come, we want to do a new project. No. Sometimes club can maintain a project for the next 5, 10 years you have a new president, an incoming president, you introduce a new incoming president to the community leaders or the leaders of that project to make sure that every single year we're continuously maintaining that relationship with that community, that project site, etc. Of course, the T is transformation. How much have we truly changed the lives of people? And it is about the depth of the experience here. It is not like we change your life, we just bought a whole new car for you. No, sometimes lives changed can just be about making sure that that kid who was hungry before coming to school at least got a biscuit to eat before you stood in front of them to start speaking to them for 1 hour saying, I'm mentoring you. We deal with some of the very, very, very small little things there to ensure that we get to this point. And for all of this to happen and for you to be consistent, you need to ask yourself, why are you with this? Why are you a Rotaract? What is the thing that fuels your actions? Now, why is clear, or how becomes powerful. So ask yourself now, why did you join Rotaract? Why are you still a Rotaractor? And what will keep my heart in this service? This is an individual quest for most people, for everybody, indeed. Yeah? Why did you join Rotary? Why did you join Rotaract? And it is different for everybody. And I must remind people that we must appreciate everybody's answer. And so you can all go into the chat box here right now and just answer that very first one. Give me one word for why you joined Rotaract. Just one word. Just one word. Then let's see if we can see the amazing responses that our colleagues have here right now. So I'm trying to get, where is this? All right. So everybody, please go to the chat box. Great. I am trying to see you. Where is it? Can anyone see the chat box? Oh, yeah, I get it. All right. We're waiting for you to type in the chat box one reason why you joined Rotary. Rotaract in this particular case. And please enter your response. Just one word. I'm not sure if there's anybody here in the group. Very good. Okay. To be with like-minded people. Okay. Service. Impact. I should have started off by saying that I don't want to hear certain words we've already used, because we need to deconstruct it. Give me one word, one reason why you joined Rotaract. Okay. In a study by Rotary some years ago, there were really, really great responses by many people. Somebody went to visit a Rotary club. It was a Rotary club because they saw some really nice chick, and they're like, you know what? If this chick is going to this particular club, let me just go there. Maybe I can shoot my shot. Yes. Is that service or impact? Or is that meeting like-minded people? Or likable people? Everything is good. I joined Rotary. I visited my first Rotary club because I was bored. I visited my Rotary club just to get away from boredom. Yeah. And I was like, what can I do to occupy my time? I had too much time on my hands and I didn't want to, get into too much problem. I was in a foreign land, like I still am now, many decades later. And then later, when there was discussions about why people join Rotary, nobody said people join Rotary because of boredom, and I could not see myself. I think that we should be okay with all our why. Maybe you joined Rotaract because you had nothing better to do. You joined Rotaract to make some impact somewhere, but you did not even know the impact you wanted to make. And then you ask yourself, why are you still here? I'm still here because, you know what, last week I got the opportunity to shake the hands of people Last week, in fact, a few days ago, I got the opportunity to organize an opportunity for somebody going, a Rotarian traveling all the way to Antarctica to enjoy 16 hours of an amazing time in Addis Ababa on her way going. I did not know her from Adam. I did not even meet her physically, but having the former Rotary International President, Gordon McNally, writing to say, look, I have this colleague of mine from Philippines traveling to Antarctica, to the one of the coldest places on earth, and we'll love to have 16 hours of sunshine in Addis Ababa. Oh, I jumped on it. And yes, it's one of the reasons why I still stay, because you make friends, you get to make a small impact in somebody else's life. And that's one of the things that keeps my heart truly here. So for us to truly say that we have shown a heart of service or truly, truly cared, we must listen before acting to understand the needs of our people deeply. And when we go to school to go and do something with them, we must ask ourselves deep and listen. What do they say they really need? We must include every voice to ensure that perspectives are heard. We are not just dealing with that school project just for the children. What about the teachers? What about the people who sweep those rooms there? What about the security guard? That, we are looking at all angles and voices, including those who sometimes may not be happy. We must serve with humility by putting others first, because we don't go into a community and say, oh, we are interactors, we have come to save you. So come, this is the project we are doing. No, we must put their needs first, their thoughts first. And we say, oh, okay, maybe this is not for us because that's not what we live in. But by understanding your needs, we can still help. And then let's build relationships, not just looking for results. To say, oh, what projects have you done as a Rotary Arts Club? Oh, yeah, we have done this, we've done this. People just ticking off boxes. It's about relationships. Sometimes the relationship is that this year you do the needs assessment, you build the initial relationship, but you will not get that physical project done or even started. It's okay. We must learn to be multi-year thinkers in this, so that the result we are measuring is the fact that we have built a relationship. We've done community needs assessment. That in itself is a project. That in itself is a service that we've conducted. And then next year, we're going to start with foundation. The next 2 years, we're going to do this. It is okay. We must appreciate that. Now, measurements, finally, should not just be about numbers. We should measure the hearts, the smiles. We should capture true satisfaction, do short videos, and ask people, wait, how are you feeling now? Not just, what did you get? And are you happy? No, how are you truly feeling? And I'm hoping that that will give us some perspective beyond where you are. Now, even as we're doing this, we must remember that our Rotaractors themselves also need service. Sometimes we do project, and we forget to chill a little bit. We forget to recharge a little bit. You have a club of 30 people, and it's just 5 people moving. Burnout is real. We must do projects within our clubs to recharge our passion, to recharge the people who do this. And we must not lose our why. That's, oh yeah, it's not just this or just that, but we must continually ask ourselves, why are we still doing this? And if we're still doing this, then are we on the right path? Just the mere thought of asking will help you not to lose your why. Finally, of course, let's remember to rest. It's part of the service too. And this particular point is not just for Rotaract or Rotary. You ask yourself, even at work, I like to do career coaching for people, and I ask, why are you choosing this particular field? And what are the rest points you put in that particular journey to make sure you don't totally burn out and feel so resented about what you have? There's so many ways to do this, and if you are feeling burnout, etc., please seek help. Talk to somebody near you. Talk to people and say, you know what, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed with this Rotary projects we're doing. How can we break it down and help? And when somebody says that, we don't just say, oh, this person's lazy, it doesn't want to do. No, we must even show empathy and properly talk, because that person who has opened up for us to talk. And we can really, really, truly do a whole lot of work if we push out there. I've already touched on these points. Please listen to your communities, involve everyone on the journey, and mentor others to serve with authenticity. Right at the very beginning, when we are getting members, prospective members, we talk about the authentic nature of service that we want to have as our club. Secondly, you can also collaborate across clubs and generations, Rotaract, Interact clubs, doing one project, but all looking at different parts of it. And then let's really make noise and celebrate small things that we do, because it will keep getting us there to that authentic service. Going forward, I would really like to encourage you that this year, choose one heart project. Choose a project that you want to deconstruct, just to say, how do we touch hearts properly with this? Now, serve to connect, not to just complete project or to just say, oh, we are competing, we are the best. This, no. Serve to connect with the communities. Bring more people, more hearts into every act of service. It's like you are co-opting people as your members. They may not be your members, but when you get even to that particular place, how do we do that painting with the children themselves? Some will be messy. We may lose a bit more paint. How do we bring them on board? How do we get the community to come and assist us? How do we get the parents sometimes of these schools to do things? And this is one thing that bringing more hands to serve sometimes can be a tricky bit. But a Rotary Club, one story, I have too many stories, so please forgive me. A Rotary Club was dying. They had only 4 members for several years in a very far away region. And in that place, there are a lot of, it's difficult to even get there. But then I said, how can you grow? And then I realized this 4 people. One of them is a head teacher of a big boarding school there, a private boarding school, so many people. They had 4 Interact clubs. These 4 people, this club, 4 Interact clubs. They had projects they were doing. So how can you get this through? The Rotary Club went to their Interact clubs, spoke to the children there and said, you know what, we are dying. We cannot assist you if this goes on. We want your parents to become members. Go and market to your parents and bring them together. As we speak right now, 2-3 years later, that club is made of 26 people. A lot of parents joined. A lot of the community members saw what they're doing and they joined. So bringing the community together is very important in making sure that we even sustain our Rotary clubs in this particular way. I have been told that you have hashtags Rotary Nakuru region and service with heart. I'm hoping that we will continue this conversation with some of these hashtags even as we go there. I want you to remember the service with heart always hits different. It leaves a mark that you cannot erase, even though sometimes we cannot always measure it, but you know that you have touched the hearts of people. And I do believe that is truly what we want here. Thank you all very much for the opportunity to speak to you today. And I'm ready to take any questions. Ooh.
So for question, please shoot.
Hi, Kenneth.
Hi, thanks a lot for this very informative session. I've really gained more insights than previously, rather just before the meeting started. Now I can say I'm more better off. And mine is a question on the beliefs and speculations that are out there regarding Rotary or Rotaract. For example, just about 3 weeks ago, I invited a friend to Rotaract, and I did highlight all about Rotaract to him and told him about how he could benefit even as he gets to give back to the community. However, about a week later, he sent me all these messages and documents about Rotary being devil worshipping and what have you. So, how do you get to deal with such?
Okay, well, the winning the hearts and minds of people in this service like a project, isn't it? And it can't be done in a day. Uh, I was trying to talk to somebody about Rotary recently, and then I went in straight ahead and I said, you know what? I want to just lay it down. Sometimes when you go read out there, you see a whole lot of trash, a whole lot of nonsense about Rotary being this and being that and that. And this is the reason why. The person's mind, the person pretended they've not heard, or let me say they pretended, or maybe they've never heard about some of those same things. But by engaging the people and say, you know what, every good thing will have detractors and whatever. Don't worry. Let's talk about it. And I will show you. Give me an opportunity to prove to you that this is not the case. We do service. People get confused about our service because you know what?
They're like, how can these young people do all of this when they're just merely students or just young people in the community? Nobody understands. And in Africa, perhaps the rest of the world, when people are doing good without too much explanation, people think they are charlatans, they're stolen money, they are dealers, they are satanists, they are whatever. But I can explain to you how we do it in a short period. So